coming
Two
up.
wives, that's amazing. So you have, how many wives do you have?
4.
You have 4 wives. How many females are allowed to be involved?
It's indefinite, but of course, I get the consent from the females.
So you say, you wake up one morning, you know what, honey, I think I want another one.
Oh, no.
That wouldn't work.
How do you get the consent? How does that happen?
Well, there has to be a necessity.
7 years later.
Michael Noak, better known as Brother Polite, was sentenced to 7 years in state prison and 10 years probation following release. He was also ordered to pay a $25,000 restitution to the 14-year-old minor that he essayed.
Welcome to Cultural War. In this exciting installment, Jesse is going to be talking to a brother called Brother Polite. I don't think I should call him a brother because what he's being accused of right now, or what he has been charged for, is not something I want to, associate myself with. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes you need to, when I was watching this video, it was giving me some kind of pedophilia vibes. That's why I dug in. I did some investigation and I found out this interview was done about 7 years ago or so, and that was in 2017, 2018. But right now, this guy is always an Islamist. He's been charged for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old. I think it's his wife or his fiancée or so. You'll find out. You read the story yourself. I don't want to give you any spoiler alert. If you don't subscribe to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. And also, I'd like to see your comments. I'd like you to drop the comments in the comment section. I'd like to react to your comments as well. I'm really, really very interested in your comments. I'll see you at the other side. Let's watch this video.
Welcome to the Fallen State. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Today we're talking about the state of Black Americans and the Black family. I have with me Brother Polite. He's an author of 90 books, as well as a motivated speaker and celebrity mentor. He's joined by his 2 wives, Ra'et and Amunet.
Correct.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks
2
for
wives, that's amazing. So you have, how many wives do you have?
4.
You have 4 wives. And so you are a polygamist?
Yeah,
Define that for me.
a construct in which there's a male and several female counterparts engaged in a relationship.
How many females are allowed to be involved?
It's indefinite, but of course, I get the consent from the females.
So you say, you wake up one morning, you know what, honey, I think I want another one.
Oh, no.
That wouldn't work.
How do you get the consent? How does that happen?
Well, there has to be a necessity for another female to be part, because it's economically structured. So when we want to embark upon a new endeavor that can make all of us the benefactors, that'd be the thing that would commence the operation.
Give me an example of a situation that requires number 2 wife.
Well, this is the first wife that got involved with this relationship. I've been with Aminette for 19 years. We've been together since 12, 13 years old.
That's amazing.
And so,
since you've been 12?
Yes.
Wow.
As we grow and we develop, we began to understand more about economics, and we wasn't really left with any inherited wealth. And considering that wealth really begins at $150,000 a year, and the threshold for poverty for a family of 4 is about $32,000 a year, and for an individual is about $15,000 a year, neither her and I combined would get us anywhere near the point of being able to amass real wealth. And so we used the polygynous construct as a catalyst to embark upon those type of endeavors. So we opened up a bookstore and we needed assistance. And so when I presented the idea to Ra'et, whom we knew for a period of time because she used to come to the bookstore, we then found out where we can establish some kind of reciprocity or something that can be mutually beneficial for her and for us.
I think this is just a lot of nonsense he's saying right now, because for me, you see, didn't you notice something here? What he does is actually grooms his young girls at a very young age, and now convinces them, and they become rebellious, and he now marries them, and I think he's just trafficking his girls. And at the end of the day, for me, he's hiding under the umbrella of polygamy to do his criminal, minded, wicked, pedophilia-like stuff. That's what I feel. So what do you think? Just tell me what you think in the comment section.
Were you surprised when here you are in the bookstore and the owner walks over to you and says, "Hey, I'm looking for a second wife. What do you think?" Were you surprised?
That's not exactly how it happened, but yes, I was.
So
it's not something that you're exposed to.
Right, that's right.
Initially, like we don't learn this in school.
Right. And so, what was your first impression, your first thought when
The
you
first,
asked it?
the first thought I actually had was I was just like, does she know?
Right.
Well, my first thought is, what about your parents? What are your parents? Don't you have parents to guide you? Will you just see a random guy who calls you in the bookstore and tells you to leave your parents and start to get married to him, and in a polygamous setting, and you just listen to him? And what happens to your values and the training that your parents are giving you? That's my first thought.
That was my first thought. It was natural because
That's right.
when I started coming, I was really young. So I actually looked.
How old were you at the time?
I was like 17.
Oh, okay.
I was 16, 17. My mother used to go to the bookstore. And so I seen them two together and I was just like really happy for them. She was pregnant and she looked gorgeous. Like she just was this dark African looking queen with her afro, and I was just like, wow, so that was the first thought I had. I was just like, does she know, But yeah, that's pretty much the first thought.
And then so he says, yes, she knows. And you say, okay, let's talk, the three of you? Or did you just bring her home?
No.
Oh, what we did, we all talked. I, of course, got permission from my wife, Aminette, to engage her and present the idea to her. And then we all eventually talked after I spoke to her, and we had a meeting.
Are you guys like legally married, or you just say wife?
Oh, of course, bigamy is against the law, but I have contracts with each of my wives.
With the wife, okay. Were you surprised when your wife said yes to a second wife?
No, I wasn't surprised. What I would say is I would be surprised some years prior.
Right.
Because that definitely wouldn't have been her disposition.
So you meet her, and then what happened in your mind? You're like, this is a good one to be with?
Well, actually, yes, because like they mentioned, she has been coming around to the bookstore for years before we even consider her as a co-wife. So it's not like, a random person off the street. Like I've actually seen her, I've seen her family.
Right.
We're pretty much on the same path. So I said, this would be a good sister.
How was Brother Polite able to convince you to do this?
Wow, good choice of words. Well, like for me, I thought more of the future. And as they mentioned, I was conceiving at the time. So I know I didn't have both parents. There are things that I was lacking growing up. And I wanted more. No, I wanted more for my child. Right. So I said, you know what? I can see how I can benefit because I also wanted to educate my child. So I was able to homeschool. My child was able to see both parents, and she was able to grow into inherited wealth because we already erected our own businesses. So I said, it's different, but I'm willing to give it a try. And he showed me results. Like I've seen results, and she was very positive. Right? It was very positive. We was on the same path, like mentally as well. Oh, okay. And we all wanted more for each other. Right. So I said, okay.
That's amazing.
For all your aspirations and all your wishes and all the things that you want for your baby and all that kind of crap, it's not going to happen because you know what happened in 2023, September last year? This is what happened.
Michael Noak, better known as Brother Polite, was sentenced to 7 years in state prison and 10 years probation following release. He was also ordered to pay a $25,000 restitution to the 14-year-old minor that he essayed. Polite was initially arrested August 2021. Polite told his girlfriend at the time that he wanted to take her daughter out to have a talk with her. He had gained her trust and he wanted to take her out for some food and to talk to her about respect. Instead, he took the 14-year-old to a hotel room where he then had her consume intoxicants and attempted to SA her. The girl remembers passing out or falling asleep, and when she woke up, she had sores and her mouth was swollen. The mother was unable to reach Polite or her daughter during this time. Again, this happened back in 2021, and apparently he was sentenced yesterday, September 6th. Per the miamidade.gov website, he is currently in custody. And while I have not seen his sentencing on mainstream media, there is audio circulating from yesterday's hearing.
Can you tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael Eugene Note Jr., August 10th, 1983.
All right. The state has now filed an amended information today charging you with the following: aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony punishable by up to 30 years state prison, and contributing to the delinquency, dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the defendant to initial each page because...
Now, someone is handling Polite's social media, and they are putting out what I assume are pre-recorded videos saying that Polite is innocent, that all charges were dropped. I have not seen anything that would indicate charges were dropped against Polite. The victim's mother also gave a heartbreaking statement. I'll go ahead and play a bit of her statement so that you can hear how he went out of his way to gain her trust just so he could gain access to her daughter.
You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you was going to be right back. We were going downstairs. We were going to grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back.
Again, for legal purposes, I would like to make it clear that I have not seen his sentencing on the mainstream media sources. All of this is alleged based on the information that has been provided.
All right, guys, there you have it. One thing I've learned is not to believe anybody who comes and tells me stuff. I have to go and cross-check and investigate that person. A lot of people are very smooth talking. They can come out on the internet and say nice things, present themselves to the whole world as their one thing. And when you go closer, get closer to investigate, you find out that there's something else, there's somebody else. So that's why one needs to be very careful. You know, the people I really pity is not the guy. I pity the ladies that he has married. He got married to, the women, and the children that he now has with them. I'm sure he has a lot of children. Now he's locked up in prison. Now they have no daddies, and the whole idea of the concept that he had was having the father, having all this dynasty and this majestic stuff and all that kind of stuff. He proposed in the video and to all the ladies, but now he's doing the opposite, you know. So tell me what you think in the comment section. I'd like to see your comments and read your comments. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one.